Tractor Swathing version 1.1 from BB Mods is out now for all platforms, and today we're gonna take a look at it. This is the first update for Tractor Swathing and has some pretty cool stuff in it, including a new swath dropper 1380 header. We've also got a new swath separator in a compact or complex production mode, and they've added the ability to sell and adjusted that price of the swath, which is 75% of the process value. There's some small minor visual adjustments. It wasn't mentioned, but I'm pretty sure the icon has changed as well. So now we have two different swath droppers. Of course, we have that 760, the 7.6 meter based off of the Fenton Massey Ferguson header. And now we've got another one. This one is 13.8 meters wide and works like normal. It swaths your crops. However, you can bump that up to 18.2 or 22.8 meters if you would like. And yes, we do have those width markers. So, for example, we have the same warning stripe that we have on the other one, and you can expand those out. Now, you're not getting the 50 meters or anything like that, but hey, it's helpful and it helps get it done a little bit quicker, which is always nice. Now, as far as our decals go on the very end, we're going to have the exact same ones, just, well, they look different, but we got the same color options there. Of course, we already talked about the width markers. Those are available with the design color, accent color, or warning stripe. However, you may want to go with a warning stripe or not at all, because our design color is actually going to be changing stuff on the very end, and then the accent color is actually going to be changing the reel itself. So you may not want the markers on the ends to be the same colors, which is why I think the warning stripe is fine. As far as the basic specs of the header, we have 225 horsepower required for it. It does weigh 4.7 tons, so make sure you've got a good tractor. We have two that have been recommended from BB Mods. I'll show you those today. 13 mile per hour max speed. It's a pretty cool thing. We've also got the two new factories for processing. Now, the one in the middle is the one that we've had since launch. And the one on our left-hand side here is quite literally exactly the same. In the game, it works perfectly fine, exactly the same as the other one. They kind of said that, imagine there's an underground storage, and that's about it. Really, it's a smaller setup and makes things a little bit easier for you guys. But if you're like me and you need more, well, we have the larger version now, and this will double everything. Everything is doubled, which is pretty darn cool. So these can be found in productions, factories. So very easy to find there. Our little guy, $125,000 for that one. Exact same price as the one in the middle, which we've had. And then $200,000 for the larger one. Pricing is fantastic. Honestly, after one harvest, you might make your money back. So just be aware of that. As far as everything else goes in here, the old numbers, we've got $1 million for all of our swaths, and then $500,000 for all of the crops, minus the straw, which was $3 million. Well, take the new one, and all of that is doubled. So now we have $6 million for the straw, $1 million for the outgoing products, and $2 million for the incoming products. Not only that, but we can now sell it. So yes, you can sell. I've got everything set up so we can kind of show you guys how things are sold. And as was said in the changelog, we will be getting a 75% of the processed value. So if you sell the swath, you'll make more than you would with crop, but you're making less than you would if you sold the after swath processed amount. Still pretty cool. So about the two tractors that have been recommended. Well, the first one is this guy, the Big Bud Series 3. This is from Classic American Icons Modding, and it's got a front 3-point hitch on it, which makes things pretty nice. Now, that hitch was probably meant for a blade or something like that. However, because the tractor's heavy and it's got a lot of horsepower, it fits really well. And if you're curious, this is the mod that I'm talking about. Again, Classic American Icons Modding in Blau 2003. We also got this guy, the Clausarian 5000, I think 4200. This is from Giant Software, and it does have a 3-point on the front. Unfortunately, the Zarian 12, it does not have a front 3-point, the one in the base game. So you're not able to use that. And I don't believe it's got reverse driving either. No way to flip around the cabin. There's also a couple other versions of this as well. I think Hans has made one, and maybe there's one or two more. As long as they got a front 3-point, you are A-okay, and they do handle things very well. After that, it's really just swathing time. All you gotta do is go through and swath the crops. That's kind of it. It's really cool to see a Big Bud doing something like this. We have a good speed, which is very, very nice. Yeah, otherwise that's it, right? It's a swather. That's what it does. And we mentioned the swath price itself. I've come over here to the main farm on Riverbend, and I've come through twice. Once, swathing it up with the cloths, and then another time, I just used Combine Harvester. We used our Colossus here. And we have a sell point set up right here. So I do want to see kind of what's going to be the difference here. Now, it doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing in. Everything should be set up perfectly fine, and I've removed all mods that mess with the pricing of the crop. So we'll see what we get right here. 9,100 bucks, and that is just from harvesting the field. Now we've got the swath itself, which is very, very interesting. Again, it added to all of your normal sell points, which is very, very nice to see. And taking this one a little bit of time. And we get 12,539 for that one. So again, you make more from the swath. However, you're not getting any other bonuses. So if you wanted to just sell the swath, you could do that. But hey, why wouldn't you process it even further? Also note, the mod desk itself kind of makes it seem like you can change things, the ability to sell and adjust price of swath. However, I think this probably is meaning an adjusted price of swath. So keep that in mind. One thing I didn't show is where to input and get your crops out of the new silos. I feel like these are probably pretty straightforward, but come through this side, that's where you're going to drop, and come through the other side, this is where you're going to get your straw and your regular crop out. And I feel like this one is also pretty straightforward because it's just like the other one. Put them in and get them out around the same spot. And there you go, that's it. A pretty straightforward update on our tractor swathing version 1.1 from BB Mods. Big shout out to BB. Actually hit me up yesterday and kind of clarified a few things, which I'm extremely grateful for, and hopefully it helped clarify some things for you guys as well. If you got any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I just hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.